Yes, let me get a sound check, everybody. Let's make sure this sound is going through good. I need your feedback. Help me along the way. I'm getting a little older. I might need some help across the street every now and then, and a new pair of glasses, as well as a new set of teeth. That's what happens sometimes when you get the chronological age coming up at you. But it doesn't kill your spirit. Your spirit still stays strong. You know, the other day I saw an elderly man with what I assumed to be his elderly wife. He was walking down the street, and it was kind of late. And you know, out here in the Ghana, we don't really have the crime that we do in the States. Oh, things go on, but not like the same intensity. But this man, who had to be, I'd say around 80 years old, he had a pretty strong stride. And he was walking arm in arm with his wife. And you can tell that this man came up in a time when clothes were quality, when clothes lasted. When you bought a pair of shoes, they were going to last the rest of their life. And when you bought a pair of trousers, it would last the rest of their life. It was quality. But the thing is, when we age, gravity and time shrinks us down. And I can tell this guy was a lot taller when he was younger, and a lot stronger when he was younger. But his belt was up by his nipple line, which shows me he shrunk. But that didn't matter, because when you have a fighting spirit, no matter what the chronological age, you'll always stand strong, especially when you have your wife to protect. And I admired this man as he walked past a couple of young guys who, they didn't look violent, but they looked mischievous. And when he walked past them, he looked them all dead in the eye. And I love the spirit that this man had, because he greeted them, but he did it in such a strong manner. It was like, yeah, you try something. I might be 80 years old, but I'm going out on my shield. I will kick all of your asses. Even though he probably couldn't lift his foot to actually kick somebody's backside, he had the spirit. And then I look at so many of us today who are not only half of that man's age, but half of the half. And I don't see any light in their eyes. I don't see any motivation in their stride. And they're like the walking dead, because they haven't even lived yet, but they'll put themselves in situations that will bog them down even more. And so when I look at this man, I said, wow, he must have been a heck of a dude when he was younger. I want to be like him. I want it to be, with every passing chronological year, that I get stronger in my conviction. And as I discern spirits, I call them out. You don't let them wiggle up in your life and mess things up. You keep your life the way you want to keep it. You have your wife next to you and you protect her. You protect your boundaries. You keep the bull crap away. And we don't have too many people like that these days, because we've been softened down. And as men, we've been effeminized. It's crazy how this world is. And I had a chance to see the old world coming up. But now I don't know where we are now. This is a cartoon world. This is a pseudo false world. And if it can change so fast, I have to ask myself, what is it going to be in 10 years? Because it's accelerating so fast. So we can't look to the outside world to hold down our old sense of morale. We've got to hold on to that ourselves, and we can't back up from it. You know, there's so much going on, but we can't compromise. And that's one thing. I'm just going to have to be one of those stubborn old men who never compromise, because I am not going to put on a dress. I'm not going to put on a wig. I'm not going to put on makeup. I'm not going to condone that stuff. I'm not going to condone putting smoke in my brain when I need oxygen. I'm not going to consume these GMO foods. There's just certain things I'm not going to do. So just take me out from now, because it's going to be a fight if you try to change me from how my father and mother raised me to be. We're going to get back on with the topic, and we're going to talk about this. Midnight Green, welcome. The City, welcome. Yes, Shifting Realities. Yes. Yes, we awaken to the start of a relaxing day. And let me just say, in case there's any power outage on this end, I'll blank out, but don't go anywhere. It'll take about a minute or 90 seconds for me to come back on to the phone. We had two such happenings earlier today, but you know I'm 5 hours ahead of East Coast time. But even though I'm 5 hours ahead, and for me right now it's 3:05, I still stay and honor the root of my family there on the East Coast and all the way to the West Coast. And those here can enjoy the show. Now, yesterday, it was good. It was fun. We spoke about the Passport Brothers, and as you can see, it's the same banner, except that I put part 2 there, because I don't want to really stretch these shows out so long until it gets boring, and we know you have things to do. So we're going to keep it intense, and we're going to keep it not short, but intense, but leave you feeling like, wow, I want to come back for more. So I'm going to talk a little bit while I find this same link that I had yesterday that I read from. And what stoked me to, or inspired me to do this show, was 2 days ago, you know, we have these YouTube shorts, and they're catchy. You know, I mean, you get these girls twerking and stuff, you kind of flip up, but you get sound bites of things that are very interesting, and you can still go back to the original piece. Master Glam, you're back. Yes, I was looking for you. It's good to see you back. I'm just checking for this email that I had from yesterday. Let me just see if I can search it real quick. I know it's not going to work for me that way, but okay, I think. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, give me a second. All right, I think I found it, because I want to read a few comments from that. And it's very interesting. And when we talk about Passport Brothers, and for those who hear it as I found it, let's go to these comments in this particular thing, and I have it here, so when I'm ready to read them off, we'll get an idea of where the discussion is going to go. And I want everybody to leave their, comments here, yay or nay, or if you agree, and I pretty much know who's who and what's what, but don't be shy. Let me know, is the music too loud in the background? I can always cut it down some. Oh, thank you, Master Glam. I have so much different type of stuff coming, and I was going to do one of my adult style shows last night to record and put up. And again, that is adult. And I just have to say again, I'm not glorifying my past conundrums in my 20s and before, but I've learned a lot of lessons in these extreme conditions that I found myself in, that many young men in the back of their mind aspire to. We got so many diseases out here, so many STDs, sexually transmitted demons, that you got to think twice on what you think may look good. Right now the corny way is the best way. And I said on one of the recordings that I made last night, another one, and it's a pretty long one, I said, that's why I stay in. I'm not looking for anything up there. You know what I mean? Yes. Brother Yapo, welcome. And who else we have here? Oh, okay, people will surface a little bit. We have 38 people in the room, so let's get on with it. Just to give it a brush up from those who didn't see it from yesterday. Passport Brothers. These are usually, let's narrow it down to, because they're white men who call themselves Passport Brothers. I don't know where the brothers come from, but they say that. But for the sake of our show and the people that deal with us in our community, these are black men who claim to be fed up with the attitude of the so-called modern black woman. And I don't know how that term came to be. I'm just echoing it. And what I'll say to that is, what for most of the time, what we see on social media, which may not be the truth all the way, and I'm not going to demonize a successful woman. Let me just get this straight. I'm neutral here. And I like to go in on a subject with surgical precision. And I like to look at both sides, or 3 sides, or 4 or 5 sides, and give it a chance. Let's try to understand where they're coming from, even if we don't agree. That's what I'm all into. That's what I'm all about. So with the passport brothers, these are brothers, black men, could be more, but we're dealing with black people today, okay? That are sick and tired of the type of woman who may have achieved a great amount in this society. And and you can add something in the chat room if I'm off, kind of rubs it in the face of a lot of black men that, you better be making more than 6 figures. I don't really need a man. I got my own. I got my own car and it's paid for. I got a damn good job. I got a damn good investments out there. I got extra houses that I rent out. I'm just painting the picture because they're all not like that, okay? And I'm set for life and I did it all without a man. And so they sort of demonize the brothers who may step to them and I'm trying to set the stage and show you how these things started. So you may have a brother who may be making 50 or 60,000 a year. And he may not be in a corporate position. He may have some type of city job. He might have a small business, but he's making it and he's doing well for himself, but he's not on that financial level. She wants to travel frequently. She wants trips. She wants to go shopping lots of times. You can't keep up with that. You're no good for me, pretty much. Now we have women who are successful on the financial level and who have navigated the shark-infested waters of corporate America and have done well. And many of them understand that they will get hired because when a black woman gets hired, a minority, according to them, gets hired, and a woman. So it's 2 strikes in their favor. But you as man, you can have the credentials, you can have the resume, but you're too much of a threat amongst those. They will take the sisters faster. And I'm not taking up for those men who don't want to achieve things, because achieving doesn't mean that you can only achieve in that arena. You can be self-made. There's so many ways to do things. The main thing is you're striving. So I'm not going to make an excuse for those black men who just come out and say, man, you can't make it in the system. The white man hold me down. I could say that, but I don't. I was raised by parents who had me empowered. And I know that it may be a little tougher in certain situations or in certain jobs when you have egos and supervisors or different people who see you as a threat. But I'm one who's going to keep on swinging and keep on pushing. And I find myself at this particular chronological age with just as much enthusiasm as I did 40 years ago at 20 years old. So I don't buy that. But I do understand that there are many black men who can be broken. But if you're broken, take time and fix yourself. You just can't lock on to a woman who's made it and expect her to make you. You have to show that you're willing to sacrifice and come up, even if it's the hard way. Like Marvin Gaye's song, Trouble Man. I come up hard. And although I was raised in a middle-class family, I didn't ever have everything that I wanted, but I had everything I needed and a few of the wants that I wanted. And I had a great childhood. So I can't say I come up hard, but I can say that in essence because of the proximity and to the racist system that was always a monkey on my back, but I took it as a challenge. And every chance I got, I looked to defeat it. And I have pretty much an undefeated record, although after a few of those fights, I may have a few scars on my face. Not literally my face, but scars in your heart, things that you've been through, things that make you wiser. So now we have these passport brothers who resent now the modern day woman and the attitudes they get from them. And again, I'm going to say this is not all of our sisters, okay? I guess you can call a successful woman who has done it on her own a modern day woman, but they all don't have the attitudes. We're talking about the women who have made it and flaunt their achievements and look down in a condescending manner to the brothers who may not pull as much money, and look down on them because of that. You see, there's a push now for us to be pulled apart. Black America and the black world, Africans worldwide, we are the junkyard of the white man's world. And other races also, because you know, Asians come to America and they have it easy now, but they cannot help anything black. You get your white card, your honorary white card when you come to America, no matter what race you are other than black, and you'll thrive as long as you dedicate yourself to doing for your people, but not helping black folks. So now we find ourselves in a place where we're shut out. Yeah, we have to deal with other people, but that's the unwritten rule that's quite evident in our society. So now all we have is us, and now look what's happening to us. Social media has been used to put things in our head, to put up ideologies and things of projected ways of living, and to smear the imagery of people. Yes, we may have a lot of black men locked up, but we have a whole lot more black men out here who are trying to do the right thing, who are single, who are looking to get married, who are looking to be faithful, who are looking to be committed. But you wouldn't know that if you watch the bombardment of certain types of things that are put in our algorithm on social media. And many of us who don't have a wise head will accept this as reality and say, all you black men are no good. So we have good black men who are hurt. And maybe we can say that some of them are butthurt because they just can't get play with a good black woman. The ones who have made it look down on you, and the ones who may not have made it strive for that, and you better already have a ready-made package of riches and all these different things. What happened to building together? What happened to honoring somebody because of those things they have as far as the attributes, the integrity, the honesty, the transparency, the willingness to commit? It doesn't seem like many of our sisters value that anymore, because as soon as you step into the relationship, what do you hear? Oh, all men cheat. All men before you even get a chance to prove your mettle. You see? Amir Stuckey, yes, goatee style. I just happened to look over the chat room. I'm trying to stay in the zone and get my words out. But now we have these brothers who say, you know what? I'm really willing to settle down. I want someone who is into me. We do for each other. We build. I can't deal with the attitudes. I can't deal with the put downs. So you know what? I'm going to get this passport and I'm going to find a woman who's in another country and find someone who wants to live a simple life. Doesn't mean we have to be poor, because I have enough here with me that she would appreciate, and she would love me, and she won't worry about being subservient to me because I will take care of all her needs. And that's the kind of thing that's going on, but it's not always what they project it to be. And that's what this show is all about. So now they go down to Brazil, they go down to Dominican Republic, other places in South America, because you know, black people are everywhere. Now, as it was pointed out to me, yes, they're going to the Philippines, they're going to Thailand, they're dealing with Asian women. I understand that, but my focus is on the brothers who go for the black women. But the ones who go for the Asians, they're kind of in the same category. So now on social media, we have channels now, Passport Brothers, and they're trying to encourage the other black men in America, leave America. You have a pension, you have some way of making money outside of the country of your destination, leave America. Go up in the mountains of these countries, go out in the country in these countries. You will find some beautiful, beautiful women who would love to be with you. And I'm gonna amplify it to make a joke out of it, but to prove a point. They would love to wash your feet. They would love to cook your breakfast, dinner, and supper every day. They would love to wash your clothes. They're not going to complain. Now, see, this is what a lot of brothers are portraying and putting out there. They will do everything for you, including the obvious. They will break out the knee pads every night. And when they get on their knees, they're not looking to pray. They're looking to do other things. They make it seem like bliss. Yes. Let me just take a look, because Brother Gamer G always has something good to say. I'm going to put it across the screen. He says, I think the biggest issue is that just because people are meeting and linking up, people are calling it sex tourism. There's a whole book where women did it called The Pursuit of Happiness. You're right about that. But when men doing it, and I'm not knocking it, I'm playing all sides today. It's explicitly promoting all expense trips where body positive women getting with younger men, but there's no sex tourism talk with them. Let me tell you something. The sex tourism thing, we got one more here, but there's a real dirty secret. If good, regular, productive men are able to exercise options, then the American ladies can't use them for plan B for retirement. Good point, brother. Good point. We got to talk later on. I'm gonna have to do a part 3 of this show, because you've always brought up good points that way. Right. There's no option. And my thing is that many of these brothers, it's to me like they still wanted deep down to be with their American sister. Because when they get on YouTube, I'm playing devil's advocate now, they're making videos to show to the world, and especially the women in America who have these attitudes, who are modern day women with attitudes. Sounds like a rap group. But it's almost like I said yesterday, nah, 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 nah. I got this perfect body woman, not a blemish on her skin. When the lights go out, she'll do all kind of sins. I don't know, that rhyme came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? If you're happy now, why is it that you have to broadcast it? I mean, I know it's a niche category that people think they can make money off of, especially if they're starting a movement. But if you're happy, go on and enjoy the meal, enjoy the life. But it just seems like there's still scars and resentment and hurt left that they have to prove now. You rejected me, but good, look how I'm living. And so now we have a new way of battling online. Because online there's so much of the black women saying the black men ain't no good, and the black men saying the black women ain't no good. And on this show, in this chat room right now, and those who are watching, who text me and said, I couldn't go into the chat room, but I'm watching, there are many black women from North America, Canada, North America, who are good women, who are quality women, who are intelligent women, who are wise beyond what these so-called modern day women portray. They're conscious, but they're not gonna settle for less. They're not just gonna jump into bed with a person just to do it. If they choose to do that, that's their choice. But they are good women. And I see a lot of good women in my path. You see, we can choose to look at the glass half empty or half full. And all of this depends on our personal experiences, our upbringing, the scars we caught, the rejection that we caught. There's a lot of factors that come into play when we see a passport brother. But we call it that now. And they have repackaged it that way now. But men and women have always been. Sometimes in their travels, you see men in the military. They go to the Philippines, they're young. They don't know, they're not thinking about nothing. And they meet somebody who they get along with. And we see black women who are half Korean and half black, half Filipino and half black. And their unions weren't made because of a resentment of black women. It just happened to be that way. For me, it's always been about the black woman. I don't know. I that's just the way I am. I've never been on the hunt for anything else, but I was never ever on the hunt. I was just open for things. You see, let me just interject and just say my own stuff. And we're not even getting lewd or sexual. But when you lay down in the bed next to a black woman, you're a black woman. You have dreams together. We're not just about, oh, hi, how you doing? I met you at the club, now we're in the bed together. No, I'm not talking about that. But I'll take that over something else. And you fall asleep and you're holding her. And your nose happens to be near her hairline because her head is nestled under your chin and in your chest, and you're inhaling. There's not a garden in the world that smells better. Biochemically, there's nothing better. Spiritually, there's nothing better. That is the best deep sleep you will ever have. I'm not talking sex, but the bonding of two people who love each other. And before you dozed off, you made plans. You talked about what you were going to do the next day. You talked about what you were going to build and where you want to relocate to and what you would like in life. And it's such a peaceful thing. That as a man, when you go out into the world to earn your money, whether you have your own business or not, or you're going out to a job, you're so equipped, you're ready to knock out the whole world for her and for you. And my landlord, because you know I'm not finished building yet, it'll be a few more months, but I'm still in an apartment. But I've been doing some videotaping for him on some properties that he's building up, and I'm going to be promoting them as well as him. But this is real because I've seen situations, not to get off the subject, of people that are American who have come out here, mouthed off about what they're selling, and have ripped people off. And I'm very angry about that because one individual here I promoted. I'm not doing that again unless I'm hands-on, involved in it to know what's going on. And so starting next week, I'll be going up to certain properties that are open, plots of land, houses that are being built. I have some stuff on video now, and we're going to show you the development of it. And this is what I'm doing. I'm not doing it where it's me, but I'm putting my name on this one. And if I detect there's any funny business, I'm going to blow the man up. But I'm not going to do that because he's a good man. So this is me doing that. Now, look for that in the near future, a week or two. I already have some videotape that I'll put up within the next few days. And it's not much to look at, but it's a beginning because I'll be doing it every week as the construction goes up and as he gets and acquires different properties up in the mountains, by the beachfronts, all that stuff. You see, I'm not a real estate guy, but I have the love and trust of so many people who are on this platform because I don't come out here looking to money grub. You know, I love doing what I do. And when donations come, that's fine. I use it right back into the platform. But one thing I'm not going to do is be that person to just look to rip somebody off because there's a lot of sharks out here. Trust me, and they look like us. It's not just the scammers who may be out here. There are people born and raised in America who want to play on your dreams. And there were several people who reached out to me that the least money that one got ripped off was $16,000. They had to turn around and go back. And they thought things were a certain way and couldn't get word after the money was given. I try to keep things real here. Be very careful. I don't know everything, but I get involved and I'm going to make sure to know. Because I don't want that on my name. I do not want that on my name. I'm not out here to rip people off. I can't live with that. If that's what I did, I'd rather just go snatch a bag or punch somebody in the head and snatch a cash register. That's not in me. I'd rather be the one done to than doing, because then the universe owes you a favor. It's better to be wronged. And I don't want to be wronged. But when I'm wrong, this universe being one to bring things into balance at a time, I'll have good come to me. So I have a lot of good coming to me because I've been screwed over a lot of times. But it's okay. I'm still alive. I'm still here. Well, the Passport Brothers, there's this battle now where there are many women who don't like it. They're kind of upset. It's like, how can you just lump us all into one category and just say we're this way and want to leave? Because being a passport brother, it's not like you just, everything is happily ever after. You're going into a different culture. Can you handle that? See? Well, let me look at Game with G. Shout out to Lance getting into real estate. I'm curious about how rentals work in Ghana. I'll have to WhatsApp you about that. Oh, most definitely. And I'm going to be very transparent because this is not a profit thing. I'm already here. I've been here for 2 years and change since September of 2020. Actually, September 16th when I came and landed for good. Came here the first time in April and May 2019. You know what I mean? So as I grow and learn things, I'm going to pass the information along. I'm not on some old secret stuff and pay me and all that. No. If things jump where I'm involved with him and he gives me a kickback on something, a small percentage, fine. My thing is, I'm not looking to rip anybody off. And I'll tell you what I get. I ain't got no problem with that. In private, I'll be like, this is what I got, whatever. I'm here. You need me to go over here? I'll do that. I'll find this out for you. It's not like you're calling and there's no answer, whatever. I'll set aside certain days where we do this. And it's really on him. I'm just overseeing it for the people who are on this platform. You know, because it's really scary when you move somewhere new. You know you want to do it. You're not scared, but there's so many variables involved. And I think I showed and proved that I did it. This is SCURV and I. See? And we went through a lot also. We didn't come out here alone. There's a lot of mystery shrouded in that, but there was a lot of hell to go through when you realize that people are not what they claim to be. Keep a mouth shut on that. You'll find out. But to be on the up and up, we don't bother with that. We let that stuff fall off and we move forward. Because my destiny doesn't lie within people who are fraudulent. You don't keep them in your life. You get rid of them. But it's really a telltale sign when you have a sister who doesn't want to be bothered with you. That's all I'll say. But back onto the positivity. I'm going to start reading some of these comments in this particular video short that I still forgot to put into the comment section yesterday, but I have to do it today. Let me just stop this sound from going on and start kind of scrolling down on these comments. There's so many, and I don't want to read the same ones twice. Now, this video was a video of a man. He was sitting by the patio door of his home. Well, not patio door. It was a balcony. It's a beautiful view. And it didn't even go for a whole minute. It was just a man basically saying, this is how I'm living. And he showed his wife walking out. She had an ankle-length dress on, but you can tell that she was very well shaped and kept. You didn't see a face, but she was walking away in slow motion for about 15 seconds. And it really caused a lot of emotions to fly. And see, let me start reading some of these. And I scrolled down. There's a woman named Gina H. And she says, and again, Black women are not mad at you. I honestly think some of these passport brothers do this assuming we're going to be mad or feel less, and we don't. Do you? There are plenty of other men, Black men, who still love and respect us. Wow. Let me read the replies on that. Another person named Ty Nick said, exactly, they're still going to cheat on them and ruin their credit. BBW Lover said, yes, y'all are mad. Stop it. Maybe not you, but most American Black women are mad. Men can leave and y'all can't. That's what this is all about. Just look at the comments. And then Gina H said, I'm curious as to why you enjoy this though. If you're in fact speaking for all Black women, why does this make you feel happy about? That's how she wrote it. Not sure if you're a Black man or if you are. I respectfully suggest you look deep within, because the Black men I know and love would first never berate Black women, and they love us, the good ones, in which there are plenty of us out here. Most of the brothers who feel the need to post about this topic have had bad experiences with some Black women and immaturely have now lumped all of us into one category. It's quite odd given some of the men's ages. I'm down for having your preferences. However, I'm not down with putting all Black women down. Just not a good look and shows a lack of maturity, in my humble opinion. Someone else said, where does this have something to do with Black women? He's talking to other men. Shit like this is probably why he left. Another one says, Who says black women can't leave? This black woman left years ago. Let these other races of women put up with your abuse. See how it goes on? I mean, there's so many different angles and stories and traumas that we've been through, and from what I'm seeing, a lot of us just can't see past it. Like, this may be one topic, but it touches us all. And in these comment sections, we get so preoccupied with arguing with faceless people who don't mean anything to us. What is it in your life that you know to be the truth? That's what you should be thinking about. You know, in the situations that you've been through, all of us, like I always say, we are all dealt a deck of cards, a hand of cards rather. And some people have seemingly better hands than others. But if you're not wise with the good hand you have, you can still lose the game. And if you're wise with the bad hand that you have, you can still win if you persevere. You just can't quit because you have a bad hand. Some of the most successful people I know had a bad hand in life. They may have had a mother or father who were heavy on drugs. Maybe a father who was locked away or killed doing some craziness, or maybe not. Brothers and sisters who got involved in things, distractions in the neighborhood that they grew up in, to get touched by the law because of something that they did was wayward and was wrong, but they learned after a while and they came up out of it. And those are the individuals who are the strongest, who weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but had to come up the hard way, male and female. Why don't we look at each other on how we've become overcomers? Why do we have this litmus test where they have to make this amount and they have to do this and do that? And yes, there are brothers out here who do that to sisters, because there's some brothers out here that are looking to use you because of what you have. Oh, you better have a nice house. You can't have no kids. And a lot of them are looking for a place to live. And then there are good brothers out here who want to get with you, not because of what you accomplished, because sisters, you have to also be careful. No matter who you are, whether you are a modern day woman and have that attitude, I understand you have to be careful, because there are a lot of leeches out here who will jump on you because of what you have, thinking they're going to get it. But if you meet somebody who has his own, even if it's not as much as you, but doesn't seem to want to push up on you and does things straight down the middle, he may not make six figures, but he makes enough to take you out every now and then. But maybe that's not on his budget. If he can't do that, work with the brother if he has integrity, because it's really a sad thing. And I see this in many of my friends now that are my age and a little older. Like I said, I'm 60 on April 8th. There are a lot of my brothers that I know that are that age who have partied their lives away or never took the relationships that they had serious. And now they're at this age and they're telling me, Lance, it's different out here in this age group. There are a lot of people out here, yes, but it may not be ones who are desirable to your standards. And it doesn't mean a money thing or a body thing. And I hear a lot of sisters say the same thing, that a lot of brothers in that age group are set in their ways, and some of them are batshit crazy from the things they've been through. And it's a bit more challenging, and I would really think so, because you get older, you have children, maybe grandchildren, maybe a failed relationship, you've seen enough death, you get up in age, you get that phone call a whole lot. I found out 2 friends of mine died this last week. Not really friends, but people that I associated with that I know and can trust. And your social circle begins to close in. Even if you have a big family and lots of grandchildren, your social circle of people that you know, that you can say, remember way back when, they're going. And the funny thing about it is, it's not just the older folks, it's the younger folks also. They're going. Social circles are diminishing. So regardless as to how you feel about the opposite sex, why don't we try to get past those things with our own meditation and healing, so we can come together and aid each other in our social needs. It doesn't always have to be sexual, doesn't always have to be where I want to marry you. Let's undergird each other the best way we can. I run into strangers out here in Ghana who are from America, who are from a certain age group. There's a brother I ran into at the supermarket. It was a long line. And he turned around and he said, I know you from somewhere, and I know where that's coming from. So I told him, he said, yes, I know. Yeah, I've seen you before. So we started talking. And this guy came from another state. He was a little younger than me, but he was up there. He was still in his mid-50s. And you couldn't tell the world around us that we weren't the best of friends and we didn't know each other for the last 20 or 30 years. Because I found common denominators of things to say. Chances are he had to watch the same TV shows that I did. Chances are he had to listen to some of the same music I did. Chances are, by being in this common skin and in this age group, we came to certain realizations that we can vibe on. Find the common denominator. You don't always have to run away to find a good woman. Because I believe that it's better when you strengthen someone who has the same culture, the same background, something similar. You go and you run off to get a Filipino woman because, you know, you can get your feet washed and, you know, the penis treatment. Yeah, I know, I said it. And then what? And then what? I have run into many difficult women in my life, even up to the present, on a social level. And I found a way, like Floyd Mayweather would find a way to beat that particular style and get a win. I find a way to make them drop their guard. I find a way to get them to laugh. I find a way to let them know and make them understand that I'm not your enemy. I'm not coming at you any kind of way. That I righteously love you from a distance. You've caught some scars. You got some wounds that need healing. But I'm willing to work with you as a friend. Let's rebuild and let me help you heal. That's what we should be thinking. So if you choose as a passport, brother, to go away because maybe you just couldn't take it so much, you're so hurt, I can't stop you. I'm not saying not to do it. But understand that your black woman that you grew up with, whether she came up in a different state or not, you have more in common than you do not in common. If it's a body thing, if it's a, I'm going to go down there and flaunt my pension just to get sex, then that's a whole different thing. That has nothing to do with your sister in America, right? If you've been rejected, vilified, and isolated. Like I said, I've been through some very traumatic situations in my life where really friends of mine who know me, they're like, Lance, I don't know how you've maintained your sanity. I don't know either, right? But the bottom line is I'm here. And whatever we learn and whatever wisdom we get, we need to share it. We need to share it and live it. I would love to see all of us come together. You know, I'm not demonizing the women from foreign countries because look at Mr. SCURV, she's from Jamaica. My old girlfriend who I was with all those years with the crazy stories, she's from Jamaica. My ex-wife is from Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. But I love my American sisters. It just worked out that way. And one of the reasons why people say, well, you love them Caribbean women. Well, that's part of my culture growing up. Remember, my father's from Jamaica. That was a big influence in my house. But my mother's from America, 100%. I've dated lots of American women. I've loved lots of American women and love them to this day, respectfully. Because we've had experiences. That's part of the, how can I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? The mosaic of my subconscious mind to mold me into the person that I am today. You see, what we got to understand is we can't fall victim to this agenda that they're using to pit us against each other. Because my buddy, Mr. Johnson, who you've seen, who's my landlord, who you've seen on several videos before, Mr. SCURV and I were there at one of his properties last night. And we were talking. And I could have kicked myself because it was going to be just a short walk. And you know I stay with my camera. I said, boy, this conversation is sweet. I'm never, ever going to walk out. I don't care if I go out to take the garbage. I'm getting my camera. I'm staying strapped up. But they were saying this, that if black people, melanated people, copper-colored people, whatever you want to call it, I don't care what you call it, a piece of chocolate candy, you can call it whatever you want in different languages, but it's a piece of chocolate candy. They were saying that the enemy, the oppressor, the system wants to keep us apart, because if we had just 50 years on our own to do what we needed to do, with those who are righteously inclined to lead us and inspire us. And that conversation came out of the whole Marcus Garvey movement. That's what started it out. And I was looking around and I wasn't really listening all the way, but when they started to get down and I zeroed in on it, I was like, whoa. I had my phone, but I didn't want to use that. That would have been too cheesy. But if we had 50 straight years combined, even if we have differences, say, let's put those differences aside. We have to understand, I'm not saying we're messed up, but you know what? For the most part, we got to be real. A lot of us are touched. How the hell you going to come and be in a garbage dumpster? You can go in there clean and spend the night sleeping in the garbage. You think you're going to smell good coming out? No. So we got a lot of work to do on ourselves, but if we can look past that, at the common goal and the common vision to elevate ourselves, really and truly. Not once did I say, hey, hit the PayPal. I'm not talking this stuff because of any financial motivation or popularity. I didn't come online to do this stuff. I was just drawing pictures and putting them up and writing articles. YouTube came along, I got on some interviews. Oh man, you should do your own show. And I resisted it for years. I'm an older dude, man. What am I going to get out of this? 20 more years, I'm 80 years old. I'm out here. What am I looking for? I'm going to try to get me some more pussy, man. Yeah, man, them girls out there. Yeah, they're out there. My time is over for that. I'm on a different level now. Oh, it's very pleasing to the eye, but what am I going to do? The SCURV get up on the video. I think Lance has been creeping this 5 women around. He's got children a little. And then what? I'm going to end it like that? Everything I did would come down and be destroyed. You know, that nigga wasn't nothing. So all I could do is share my experiences and hope that it makes a difference in somebody's life, because when I do transition, I would like to hear, whichever way it comes, job well done. And so we need work. But if we can move in that direction, see, we've been ripped off so much, hurt so much. I know it's hard for me to trust. I'm going to admit it's hard for me to trust past a certain point. I can trust on the level of social media at a distance, but when it comes down to, you know, really, really getting down, you got to show me a track record of something that you've been doing positively to let me know that you're about it, even in your private life. And that goes with relationships. And I think a lot of the reasons why we are hurt in relationships is because we jump in too damn fast. We see something that looks good or a situation that looks good, and we jump in too damn fast. It's the same way the used car salesman gets us. When he asks you to call him 15 to 20 minutes before you get there. He doesn't want you to see all that smoke blowing out from the back and the exhaust when he starts it up. He wants that car lubricated and nice so you don't hear those squeaks and how the engine is rattling. And then he turns up the sound system to sell you a car based on a sound system. Like that sound system, don't you? And puts on some thumping music from back in the day once he figures out who you are, what your age is. Well, he'll probably like this. You don't see any smoke, you don't hear any sound. Wow, this is a nice car. Rotten on the inside and well polished with nice Armor All tires and a dashboard to bedazzle you to making the purchase. And then when you get it home and it sits for 2 days and you start it up, you think the whole house is on fire. You're like, what happened? And this is what happens to us in relationships or our attempts. You see, the human psyche is a weird kind of thing. We can see a woman that resembles some woman that we admired on television years ago and think she's going to be like that person or the way you thought that person was. You'll see a man, ladies, and he talks a certain way, or he may have a measure of power. He might be a pastor. He might be a businessman, and you see how others respect him. And it makes you moist. Oh, look at that man. I want to know him. And then after you get to know him after a while, I'm not saying everybody's this way, but you find out the dirty little secrets that you didn't see out front. Nobody puts their dirty secrets out front. It would be nice if we did. It would be nice if we say, you know what? I got this fetish that I just can't resist a certain type of woman, so we can be friends. But I need to work on that because I can see you're a good woman, but you know what? You don't need to be bothered with me right now. I got work to do. See, a lot of men and women are not going to be honest like that. So it's not just a thing that you're going to heal by going to a different country, because these things happen no matter what country you're in. But I understand that many of the passport brothers want to have somewhat of an upper hand financially and power and just the culture. The culture of us has changed drastically in the last 50 years. Could you imagine that the majority of black homes, the parents were married and together? But they don't portray that on television anymore. I mean, even those in good times, you know, JJ, Dynamite, his parents were married. They didn't have much, but they were married, and the father was a strong figure in that household. Physically strong, because, you know, he did bodybuilding, he did weightlifting. But still, it's not just about lifting weights, because we have a lot of rotten guys that lift weights and look good in their bodies. And they're not worth crap. But what I'm saying is that that presence of a strong man, that is not allowed. And so we get many women who they say are modern day women who are accomplished, who may have grown up without that. And I know good women who grew up without fathers. So I'm not making this a one size fits all thing, but there are some who are so hurt and don't even realize it. And they may be resentful at men because they didn't have that man or that male figure or male energy in their life. I've known women who their fathers may have been killed in an accident. Didn't mean that they were resentful, but the need for that energy was there. So we had uncles, we had close neighbors and cousins to make up for that. And everything was all right. But we can trace everything back to our childhood. Everything. But a lot of us are so busy formulating a new mask to be a membrane between, oh, hold on a second, you said something? Oh, okay. The SCURV came out and she's talking on the phone, so I'm like, hold on 1 second, yo. Hold on. All right, good. Yeah, that threw me off. I'm talking. And she was on the phone and she had the earpiece and she mumbled something. I'm like, just snatched me right out. She was sleeping, she woke up. But anyway, it's that membrane between the pain. Is that mask that we wear. I'm not demonizing black women or men. This is for both. This is for both. And I'm not throwing off on black women, but if we didn't have this rift, this artificial rift that's put on us, is artificial because we need each other. We need each other. We need each other badly. We're all that we have. What is wrong with us? Why do we resent each other? Why do we want to run away from our sisters? Yeah, there are black women all over the world. There are black women here. And they're lovely, and some of them are worthy of marrying. But it shouldn't be a reaction to running away from something. Me coming here to the motherland is because I wanted to come here. At its best, here in Accra, we have everything. But it's not like the amenities that they have in America in abundance. There ain't no Walmart to go 2, 3 in the morning. You better get to that store and get what you need to get before a certain time. You go into tourist areas, there are 24-hour spots and whatever. I don't want to go all the way down there. You know, there's certain things that they don't have in abundance here. As far as the little amenities that I like, different types of culinary delights. Well, you have everything here, but you got to plan it a little more. You got to make sure to go here and go there. You got to seek it out. But I love it here. And it's not because I was running from America. Imagine that. You're going to run from America and run to another country to be with a woman. What if her attitude is jacked up? What if she gives you what you think you need to get you in position so that she can get your money and go marry the dude she really want to be with? How about that? What if that happens? Because that happens here in Ghana. I'm not going to say it's all Ghanaian. See, I have to make sure to say this because there's always going to be somebody who gets in the comment section and starts grilling me. Well, you said this, and it's not all of us. Like I said, there was a woman who tried to get me to give her a baby. I'm sitting here, and she knows I'm married, but she want to keep it on the hush-hush. So I'm going to go out and mess up my marriage, mess up my standing, get this chick pregnant. And of course, any child I have, I take care of. I'm not going to just say, well, since I'm going to take care of it, I might just go spray up because I wanted to. It ain't worth it. Yes, we have those who have the ideology of having more than one wife. I understand that. But on the American level, don't think it's like good times over here. The theme of good times is good times every time. No, it ain't no orgy every night. You better be able to take care of them and have wisdom and have them have their own dwelling. And half of us can hardly pay for what we already have over our head as a roof. So it's a lot more that entails. See? But over here, we have some slicksters too. And don't think that you're going to come over here with some American game and get over. Because many of these sisters, they know the deal and will play the role and milk you dry with a smile on their face. Your stomach will be full and your balls will be empty. But eventually, that bank account's going to catch it. They slick out here. See? It's a matter of life and death because, look, there's a lot of money in Ghana. I'm speaking about Ghana now. And there's a lot of people who have money in education. But there is also poverty here. It may not be all over the place, but there are pockets of it that I will show you. And there are a lot of beautiful women that live in those pockets of poverty. And what do you think they're going to use to get out of it? A lot of them may not say, well, I'm going to go to school and get an education. And from what I see, there are a lot of schools out here, it's not really teaching a person how to be shrewd and a hustler and a thinker and a go-getter and motivated. You just get information in your head to learn how to serve somebody else or somebody else's system. I'm a high school dude. Thinking about going to college, I never did. I don't knock those who do. But most business owners that you see out here on the grassroots level, they haven't gone to college, but they hire those who did to do the things that they didn't learn to do or have time. But they have the vision and the motivation. See? So when you're dealing with women, you just can't say all or I'm leaving or whatever. Clean up your act. Heal up as a man. Get your act together, and I tell you, you'll have no problem meeting someone who is of value. Like minds attract like minds. So instead of throwing off on the woman, look within yourself. Because if you are a quality man, trust me, when you walk down the street, even if a person doesn't know you, they will sense something about you. This is a man of integrity. This is a man. So it's a spiritual thing. When you watch and observe how a person moves through this world. But if you don't heal yourself, you're not going to throw that energy out into the universe. And there are women out here who may have caught scars. Chances are 99.9% of them have, and we have too, large and small. But if they see something in you, and they see that you are something good, as far as marriage is concerned, lifelong commitment, they will straighten up quite well. Even if you make a little less money than them, they will know that you're quality, and they will know that you're going places. They'll sit there and say, oh my God, he's here right now, but I know he's not going to be here too long. He's going places. Not just on a financial level, but the quality of his life. I can see how he dresses. He doesn't have the most expensive stuff on, but he keeps his stuff clean. He walks upright. He's not ogling women as they walk by. He's treating people with respect. Yes, yes. Okay, there's no sound. Yeah, because I blocked out. I'm back. I want to hear how the sound is. If you can hear me. I'm back. Okay. Yes, I'm back. I'm using my phone now, and it's not going to be where I stay on here so long. So let me know if you can hear me. I'll give you all a few seconds to respond. Can you hear me? Okay, good, good, good. This is the third time. They're doing some work around here, and it's like, I didn't want to be fearful to not do the show, and I'm going to cut this music off. Let me cut this music off here. All right. But in relation to how I sound to the microphone, is it just as clear? Let me know that. And I should have had this ready and set to go because I kind of thought that this just might happen. And the music is clipping, so I'm going to cut this off. Let me cut this off. Let me pause this. Take that off. Yeah, you know, when this happens, it kind of breaks my my flow. But I'm going to take time and try to get back into it. You know, let me get my handle here. So I have to have my hand on the phone. But I'm going to come back and finish this another time too. But I'm still going to be here and talk a little bit. And there's certain things that I have gone through in the last few months that I will talk to many of you privately about. You know, some of our people, I'm telling you, it's crazy. You'd think that people from this particular place may do things or try things, but there's some of us who come from America, not necessarily born and raised, but they come from the West, and little things of sabotage. You know, when I write the book about this year and what I've been through, so many lessons. Trust me, so many lessons. But those things are challenges, and those things are opportunities to make you grow stronger. So I'm not saying I'm strong, but Woo! I've accrued a certain amount of strength that I don't even realize that I have. It's because of these constant challenges. You can't give up. You can't succumb. You have to persevere and go through. You'll always come out on top on the other end, even when it seems like it's almost impossible. That's why I'm so gritty. That's why I'm not going to be discouraged. I'm going to stay in there and hang in there and always fight. Oh, everything's good now. Well, you realize that you have entities around you who are diametrically opposed to your success when you thought that they were in your corner. I'll never stop talking about that. Let me bring this internet service back here. The tabletop cut off, but I do have my mobile little pocket one that I keep. Of course, you know the lights went out. I'm doing my show on the phone. That's what happened. You going back there? Okay, I'll stay out here.
Wow.
Let me get this drink. Sorry, y'all. Just to a zone. You know, I should go up on the roof. Might be too noisy up there, right? I kind of chill out right here by this window. But anyway, this is how it works, and you know, you got to have an alternative way of always doing things. But I'll admit my flow is kind of broken right now, and I did put an hour in, but I will put in more time on this particular topic. But I will move on to different topics as the week goes on. But I will have other live shows pertaining to this because I didn't get everything out. I was really building up, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. It reminds me when I was in the living room with this young lady and I was a teenager and a father woke up and came in. Oh man, he messed me up. That's all I'll say. But yeah, these things happen and there's some work going on around here. But the bad thing about it is that they don't announce and say, hey, tomorrow we will be cutting the power on and off between the hours of so-and-so. And they just plop, they just do it like that. And that's one thing. Oh man. Earlier today, I woke up early for myself. I went to bed about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I said, okay, I'm going to sleep right up into the time, right before the show, because I had it all set. And I got up to answer call to nature, and it was 10 o'clock. And I said, whoa, I only got 4 hours of sleep. Mr. SCURV was already up. And I said, you know what? Let me stay up. Let me stay up and get work done. And I started to do stuff, work for an hour and a half. Poof, the lights went out. I lost my work. Did it again, lost my work. At least thank the creator that I have the alternative of working through the phone anyway, you know. But let me mess around with this thing and see what the chat room might be saying, because I'm going to sign off soon. It kind of broke me. It's only an hour and 8 minutes that I put in, but I wanted to put in some more time today, but y'all understand. You see how it worked. We got some stuff in, you know. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. Well, listen, y'all. Let me sign off. I'm going to record some things to put up. I had several pieces from Ambience to put up, but it was on the computer. I hope it rendered completely. So I'm going to work those things. I'm going to put up some shorter pieces. Get back live later, and there will be a lot up. Whew, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot to chew on that's interesting, but I do want to get back into the swing of doing the lives every morning at 10 o'clock now, but I would like to move it down to maybe 9, 8, whatever. But Monday through Friday, I will always do these morning lives. I'll move it back to it's really the morning for the East Coast to commute. Because once folks get to their job, it's a lot of them can't listen, you know, and I want to come with some good topics, right to the point, swing from the hip, something that's happening right now, and we're going to get down like we always have. And then I'll add a little time onto it because, you know, the cat's out the bag. We're doing construction, you know, we're finishing up certain things. And, you know, we won't be in this apartment that much longer. So, you know, I'll have exclusive things where I show you, but I'm not showing the general public. Not everybody's in your corner. I'm setting those things up, and I may do an adult piece tonight. So I'm going to take a break and catch up a little bit, maybe another 2 hours of rest. And hopefully these lights come on and I get right back to work. I do want to cut it short, but you know, I love you all very, very much. And even though I don't have the high-powered mics and all that stuff, I'm just going to have to end it on a dry note. I can still put some music on, but we'll leave it at that. No, maybe I'll give it a shot. Let's see. But just always check the community section of YouTube, the various social media platforms. With the community section, I'm going to always talk and let you know what's coming up and everything like that. Sometimes I premiere stuff. Sometimes I just upload it. I do a different reason. whatever type of content is in that I did the night that was long. And I want to try to get that up tonight. But I know that after the business hours, this power issue will go away because they don't mess around after a certain time. Anyway, let me run. Much love to you all, and I will talk to you later on today. And I'm sorry I cut short because I had another hour in me. I was flowing, but we're going to get that done. Trust me, we're going to get that done. But thanks for being here. And I'll actually, if I don't do any lives until tomorrow, definitely tomorrow. Don't know what I'm going to talk about. I want to see what's going on in the news. If I can find an angle in it that's interesting, that we can get something from, because, you know, I'm not a reporter. But if I can see an angle, like, hey, we need to talk about this because of this, and that, then we'll definitely do that. But anyway, much love to you all. I will talk to you. Peace.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is
I don't know what's going on with this music, but I'm going to have to just knock it out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So the phone is like such a delay. So I'm going to end it right here. Peace, y'all. Much love.